Security, let's usher in the aspiring candidate. Protocol, please. Lord Chair and Returning Officer for Presidential Elections would like to welcome aspiring candidate Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert from the National Unity Platform, who is here with us at the nomination venue. Protocol team, can we please usher in the aspirant to their seat? We welcome you, aspirant Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, to the national nomination venue for presidential elections 2021. And welcome the entourage that you've come with. And thank you for keeping to the numbers that we recommended. Thank you very much. We welcome the spouse, Madam, you're welcome, and the rest of the team. This is what's going to happen in the next few minutes. And like you notice, we've lost some time on your slot. We will ask at this moment the proposer and the seconder to present to the chairperson, the returning officer for these elections, the nomination documents of the aspiring candidate. The proposer and the seconder, please prepare for presentation the nomination documents. Media, we need to keep to our allocated spaces as per the SOPs we put in place. Please, let's comply with that. At this moment, at the earliest, because we've lost some time, dear members, the proposer and the seconder are invited to present to the returning officer the nomination documents of aspiring candidate Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. Please, let's do that. The Commission awaits the presentation by the proposer and the seconder of the set of documents for purposes of nomination of aspiring candidate Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. Please, let's do that.
Aspirant Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, you are expected here at 10 o'clock. And now it is almost 10 minutes to 11. Whereas you may say we are within time, but the nomination is a process and it requires some time for us to go through your documents. In the process, you realize the conclusion of your nomination for what is going to take place will eat into the time allotted to the next aspirant. So when the Commission sets these timelines, they are for a purpose. But we are going to float them at leisure, then serves no purpose. So please, I want to urge you that let us work in tandem with the programs set by the Commission if we want to move forward these processes appropriately.
For those following, the proposer and the seconder have presented the documents for aspiring candidate Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert to the returning officer for verification. The verification process is going to be handled by a team led by Umau Kimba, who is the head of our election management department. And the first step that we take as a measure to prevent and combat the spread of COVID-19 during the nomination process, the first measure we take is to sanitize the documents because of a risk of spread of COVID-19 through touching surfaces. So the team accompanying aspirant Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, that is a paper heater. The documents are not being burnt to ashes, they are being cleansed through the process. The paper heater helps to cut out the risk of COVID-19. Now this is what's going to happen, and this is what is required in what you have presented. We are going to look for proof that the documents have been prepared well. The nomination paper is presented in triplicate. That part of the documents contain a declaration by you, aspiring candidate, that you've consented to the nomination. We are going to look for proof of minimum formal education of advanced level or its equivalent. We'll also look for proof of registration as a voter for your proposer and your seconder. The verification team will look at the photographs that have been provided accompanying the nomination paper and whether they meet the specifications as laid down by the Electoral Commission in the guidelines we issued to aspiring candidates. 3 recent postcard size photographs of the proposed aspirant, the proposed candidate. Then, very important, the certificate of compliance issued by the Electoral Commission in accordance with Section 10 of the Presidential Elections Act, which requires an aspiring candidate, in order to be successfully nominated, you must have been supported by 100 registered voters from 98 districts, which make up 2/3 of all the districts of Uganda. We will also look for proof of payment of the non-refundable fee, nomination fee of 20 million shillings. Then the last one I think doesn't apply, this being a political party, the symbol for the aspiring candidate. Those areas will be scrutinized by the team, which is now at work, led by the head legal, Dr. Jennifer Ngeo, and the team, Ahmed Ochama, voter data management, and Umal Chimba, election management. On the other side, we also have a technical team that's going to support the process, looking at the voter data that you provided. For those interacting with the Commission for the first time, I would like to quickly introduce the members we have Commissioner Justin Ahawe Mugabi, my immediate right, Commissioner Emorut Peter, Commissioner Natalie Etomaru. The returning officers already welcomed you. The Deputy Chairperson, Electoral Commission, Hajat Aisha Lubega, and Commissioner Mustafa Chigozi Sebagala Haji. And lastly, the Acting Secretary, Electoral Commission, Mr. Mlekwa Leonard. I am Bukenya Paul, Spokesperson, Electoral Commission. Once again, welcome and relax, feel at home, feel at easy, feel at Kyambogo. The list I have here of persons accompanying the aspiring candidate, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, has Mrs. Barbara Itungo Kyagulanyi, and we welcome you, Madam. It has Honorable Matthias Mpuga, who is also in the house. Dr. Lina Zedriga, you are welcome, Madam. Honorable Nambeshe John Baptist, welcome, sir. We have Honorable Asman Basariba in the house. Honorable Francis Zake Butebi, Mr. Ali Buken Nobian Lee, Mr. Joel Senyonyi, and Mr. Nyanzi Fred Ssentamu. Lewis, you are welcome. Lord Chair, that's the team that has accompanied the aspirant in accordance with the guidelines that were issued out. Like we say, the nomination event is a joyous affair. Please follow the proceedings with confidence and everything will go well. Okay? Yep, thank you. And to our audiences that are following on television, online, near and far, and to the aspiring candidate, we want to pass on some critical information that you need to know, and I would like the rest of the team, the members who have accompanied the aspiring candidate, to carefully note. The exercise we are conducting and the upcoming exercises leading to elections in January are governed by the following laws. The Constitution of Uganda, very, very important. The Electoral Commission Act, the Presidential Elections Act. We will be, as we progress in this electoral process, dear aspiring candidate, be under, and these following laws will apply: the Political Parties and Organizations Act, and its provisions relating to this exercise. The Uganda Communications Act, because we are going to use a lot of media to engage with our audiences and the electorate. The Public Health Control of COVID-19 rules, which forms the basis for the guidelines that the Electoral Commission has issued to guide our campaigns. This is a law that will apply, and you will meet provisions of this law in the course of our engagement with the electorate and with the Electoral Commission throughout this electoral process. We want you to take note of that. The Computer Misuse Act of 2011 will apply, as well as the Uganda Communications Text and Multimedia Messaging Regulations of 2019. We would like to have this brought to the attention of aspiring candidates as well as the agents and the persons who are going to support the campaign, so that we know the legal framework and environment in which we are operating. I think the nomination team is still seeking issues that need to be clarified so that we progress to the next level. So for that purpose, the Electoral Commission has issued standard operating procedures which are evident from the very act that we are witnessing today, the fact that we could not move in big numbers and big crowds. We emphasize that message because we want to promote safe participation in the electoral process. And the best people to take out the message of safe participation are the aspiring candidates and the nominated candidates. So to the people you love, the people you lead, the people who love you, the people who cherish you, we want to send a message of safe participation in the electoral process and take all necessary measures to protect each other from the risk of spread of COVID-19 during the electoral process. So as we continue our engagement, we will be coming across the several guidelines that the Electoral Commission has issued, and we expect and call for compliance. We call for compliance as opposed to defiance. For that purpose, I want to emphasize once again that this process is going to move. The verification is right now ongoing, and every question that the team has must be answered to satisfaction before we proceed to the next levels, including declaration. After the exercise is done here, we will depart from the main nomination venue to the parking yard. On successful nomination as a candidate, there will be provision of security and a vehicle that has been planned for that purpose. The Commission will hand over the vehicle and the security team to a nominated candidate. And after that, there is a press booth that has been set up so that a successfully nominated candidate can address the nation and talk to the press about the coming days, the campaigns, and their plans and their strategies. And after that, there will be exit from the nomination venue. So we wish you successful nomination. Thank you very much.
Special broadcasting nga tunulidde embeera nga bweri ku University Kyambogo awali okusunsulwa kwabo abategese okwesimba okuba president. Tulabanga Robert Ssentamu Kyagulanyi ne timu ye ey'abantu 10 bamaze okuwaayo empapula zaabwe eri bannakakiiko basobole okuzitunulamu bakakase oba ze ntuufu ezeetaagisa okusinziira ku bukakulizo obwateekebwawo kwabo abeetaaga okwesimbawo ku bwa pulezidenti. Ku ttiimu gy'atambuddeko nayo mpozi tusobola okulaga nti Honorable Basalirwa Asumani kwali, omukyala we Barbara Itungo kwali, tulabako Mathias Mpuga kwali ku ttiimu ye, Dr. Zedriga Alina naye kwali, Honorable John Papsi Nambeshe, Lubongoya Lewis ye Secretary General w'ekibiina kya National Platform kwali, Francis Zake omubaka w'Emityana Municipality, Ali Nubian Lee oyo nno ye muganda wa Bobi Wine naye kwali ku ttiimu eyo, Joel Senyonyi ate ye mwogezi w'ekibiina ekya National Platform kwali, Pozi ne Nyanzi Fred Ssentamu oyo nno muganda wa Bobi Wine naye kwali ku ttiimu. Be bantu 10 abaweekeddeko Robert Ssentamu Kyagulanyi okulaba nti asunsulwa mu mbeera eyo. Bwana Wamala
omugo batalaze gwe batwogedde naye nga naye kwali ye mbaka wa Machinde East, omubaka Alan Sewanyana
atuuseeyo ati
simanyi bw'atuuseeyo naye mulengedde wali tamwogedde ku bantu bana 10 naye waali atuludde bulungi nnyo era awerekedde omukulu, so ayisizzaamu kukondowooza mu namba.
Waliwo amaloboozi agavaayo eyo. Okay, yes. Tubadde twogera ku omubaka Honorable Sewanyana Alan mbaka w'e Makindye West.
Oyo naye sikimanyi bw'atuuse naye atuuse nga bw'olabye embeera ey'okutambula n'okutuuka ebadde yakusika muguwa ate ndowooza balikedde esembyeyo embeera weetabukidde ddala abantu abadde balemeddeko poliisi ekozesezza diplomasi
kyenakugambye nti bw'obeera nga toli mu bano 10 ku lukalala lw'owaayo abantu abagenda okutambula naawe okutuuka ku nomination venue kibeera kizibu era manya nti ne Honorable Alan Sewanyana abadde accredited kuba babeera ne bagesisa abamu ababeerawo ku mukolo ogumu, kati kirabika waliwo be bakuwa bosobola okusindikayo mu ntandikwa ne babeera. Okay, I'm assuming kisoboka okubanga oteeka okubanga waliwo abagenyi b'owaayo booli abamu abatali ku lukalala luno lwennyini mu mbeera eyo.
The following dates were issued by the Commission. The election of councillors for other persons to sub-county, town and municipal divisions. These are local government elections. Male and female councillor will be on the 11th of January 2021. And we'd like stakeholders to note that. The election of councillors for persons with disabilities to sub-counties, town councils and municipal divisions will be on the 11th of January 2021. The elections of youth representatives to sub-county, town and municipal divisions will be on the 11th of January 2021. The election of councillors, male and female councillors for older persons to municipality and city divisions will be conducted on the 12th of January 2021. An election of councillors for persons with disabilities to the municipality and city division will also be conducted on the 12th of January 2021. These dates are issued and gazetted. The elections of councillors for youth to the municipality and city division will be conducted on the 12th of January. Elections of members of parliament, direct elected MP and district woman representative to parliament will be conducted on the 14th of January 2021. The National Conference for election of older persons representatives to Parliament, which is a new position, the conference will be held on the 17th and 18th of January 2021. Similarly, the National Conference for election of representatives of persons with disabilities, PWD MPs to Parliament, will be on the 17th and 18th of January 2021, and the Commission will issue a comprehensive program including the venues for these delegates' conferences. We will have the National Conference for election of workers' representatives to Parliament on the 17th and 18th of January 2021, and the Commission will announce the venue. The elections of LC5, district local government councils, that is the district city chairpersons, Lord Mayor, mayors and their councillors, will be on the 20th of January 2021. The National Conference for Election of National Female Youth MP, National Female Youth Representative to Parliament, will be on the 21st and the 22nd of January 2021. The elections of municipality and city division chairpersons and their respective councillors will be on the 25th of January 2021. While the election of councillors for other persons to district local government councils will be on the 27th of January 2021. We will have the elections of councillors for PWDs to district local government councils on the 27th of January 2021. The elections of councillors for youth to the district local governments will be on the 27th of January 2021. Elections of councillors of workers representatives to district local governments will be on the 27th of January 2021. The elections of UPDF representatives to Parliament will be on the 29th of January 2021. Then the regional conferences for election of regional youth MPs to Parliament will be held on the 31st of January to the 1st of February 2021. The elections of sub-county, town, and municipal division chairpersons or LC3 elections countrywide will be conducted on the 3rd of February 2021. And that will mark the end of the elections that have been scheduled. And the Commission, on completion of the nomination exercise today, will announce and publish the polling date for presidential elections. To our viewers following the nomination exercise, the documents have been presented to the aspirant to sign them and own them so that the set is complete and can be received and accepted and used for purposes of the nomination and subsequent electoral activities relating to presidential elections. So as you can see, some levels are already published and their dates are already known. Today, after the closure of nominations, the chairperson, who is the returning officer for presidential elections, will officially announce the polling date and, for that matter, the campaign period for presidential elections 2021. And you need to be patient to receive that this evening. So now that the dates are known, and the candidates for the various levels, local government and parliamentary, are already nominated, the Commission has issued campaign guidelines, and we want to ensure that there is compliance with those guidelines. Simple acts of compliance will help us have a very successful campaign period, and more importantly, a safe campaign period, given that we have COVID-19 around us. So our message continues to ring out. Let's promote safe participation in the electoral activities that are before us. Thank you very much. And the papers are returned to the returning officer for further handling and communication.
eno special broadcast tunulide embeera nga bweri Kyambogo wali okusunsulwa kwabo abesimbyewo nga Robert Ssentamu Kyagulanyi president w'ekibiina ekya National Unity Platform agenda mu maaso empapula ze okutundulwamu kirabika okubanga ekintu kyandibanga kitambudde bulungi ku ludda lwe olw'okulaba nga omukulu returning officer mu kiseera kino nga ye Justice Simon Byabakama alabika okubanga akoona kinkumu ku mpapula za Robert Ssentamu Kyagulanyi mu mbeera ey'okumukakasa nti kyekyo olabika okubanga empapula ntuufu. Tuteekwa kulinda ekigambo ky'omukulu ekisembayo kyekibeera ekirangiriro ekikakasa nti ono amaze okukakasibwa oba nedda, naye okusinziira ku bwe tuze tulaba Justice Simon Bakama kasita akuba mu stamp oba oliawo kibeera kiringa ekiwedde mu mbeera eyo. Wamala alabika kubanga omukulu ayiseewo.
Mukulu ayiseewo naye era wabaddewo ku bunkenke buwadde bw'amaanyi. Siiru wano Tereza wali onna etofunamu tuweza kutafuna nkenyera ng'olaba ebintu bitagadde ku banna abasoose. Bwana Paul Bukenya aliko kyayogera ndowooza.
Things are moving fine. So with the stamp and seal and the signature, there is more confidence that I'm progressing well as an aspirant. Yeah. So as the chair prepares the documents, we want to reiterate and briefly go through what's expected of us after we conclude this first process here. There is a provision in the Presidential Elections Act for a successfully nominated candidate. The Commission shall provide security, and that comes in the form of security personnel and a lead vehicle. And the Commission is already prepared to do that to each and every successfully nominated candidate. So from here, that will be undertaken, and then after that, there will be opportunity to address the press. And we've made provision, because there is already another aspirant in the queue, we do have 20 minutes for that session before we exit the nomination venue. So, dear members of the press and the aspiring candidate and your team, which has a very good press officer, I think we'd like you to stick to that so that we do not hold the aspirant here longer than the time that has been allocated to that purpose. So the conduct of campaigns will follow the SOPs that the Electoral Commission has issued. And the purpose of that is to ensure as much as possible that we combat and prevent the spread of COVID-19 during campaigns. And for that matter, as you're already aware through our communications, mass public rallies remain banned. So part of what is supposed to be presented, and I think the chairperson will be communicating that shortly, is the proposed campaign schedule. And I would now like to invite the chairperson to address us on more details. Thank you, sir.